Hello guys, going to be going over the MLB PrizePicks slate for Thursday, June 9th. So we do have a lot of morning games today, so I'm going to probably post my picks a little bit earlier, just right after the video today. Maybe make some updates in the morning, but we got, I think it's 11 games. Yeah, all 11 here for the first inning run props. And there's one that definitely will stand out. I think a lot of people are going to take this one. That's going to be the Rays and Cardinals, taking the under, no run first innings. Shane McClanahan against Miles McCollum. These two guys are pretty good pitchers, especially McClanahan. If you take a look at the sports books, this is a minus 155 right here for the under, and I mean it's expected. Like I would say, this is probably going to be even higher, like a 170 line. You're playing in Tampa, so roof's closed. 3 runs, 4.1 implied totals. Nolan Arenado was in the lineup on Wednesday because he got hit by a pitch, hurt his knee, and so he might miss today again. And that's going to be a huge plus because, well, I mean, plus for us if their offense is going to be weaker, taking the no-run prop here. So McCollum, he's a contact guy. He induces soft contact, and he's just got really good control. So it's kind of hard to score runs off of him, and then McClanahan just got some of the best stuff in the game. So even though lefties, the Cardinals are very good, they're the best team against lefties in a lot of statistics. First run, if you got to take Arenado out of the lineup, probably, I mean, that's going to weaken your offense a ton. So if Arenado is going to be in today, I might not play this one, but, it probably doesn't hurt to rest this guy for another game. So that's why I'm kind of thinking he's probably going to be out. Now on to the pitching. So for pitcher fantasy score, there's one that I had. It was at 28.5, and I would have said it was a lock, but they already moved it. So that's why I'm trying to get this video out as soon as possible. 30.5 now. I still like it, so I'm still going to give it to you guys, but I'm not going to have a lock because, again, we talk about multiples of 3 for how the scoring works here. 24, always a big number, but then you look at plus 3, that's 30. And you have a prop at 30.5. So that's why I'm just kind of like, that's a big threshold there. But the reason why I thought it was a lock at 28.5 was because the Rockies, they're horrible when it comes to the road against right-handed pitching. Taking a look at right-handed pitching WRC plus, Colorado, they're going to be kind of, okay, 27th. Both home and away combined. 86 WRC plus, but what I want to show is when they're away from Coors, they are very bad. 68 WRC plus, still 4th worst, but that number is what we're looking at. Just a very bad offense when they're not in Colorado. And Logan Webb, for him, he hasn't been as great this season as last, but he's still been solid. He's a very young pitcher, only 25. And he's expected ERA is actually lower. K rate not as high, but he doesn't really walk much, many hitters. And you're gonna see he has kind of like reverse splits. But this Colorado lineup, they have a lot of righties. The one concern, I guess, is Charlie Blackmon. But Blackmon, he's kind of old. He's not as great as he was before. And I feel like this is certainly a matchup. It's a lot easier than some of these matchups that he's had against the Mets, the Phillies. So, and away in Colorado. So this just seems like it could be a very good spot for Webb. Giants are taking to Austin Gomber, so they should be able to score some runs, be in the position to give Webb the win. So that's another 6 points. Hopefully he can go 6 and get the quality start. If he does go 6, gets the win, I think he'd have to clear this one pretty easily. So that's why I still like it at 30.5. And then pitches thrown. There is one. Jordan Lyles at 88.5. I think this is way too low. Pitch count props are, I would say, a little bit more difficult, but I think this one is pretty good. Like, I feel pretty confident about it. I'm gonna have it as a lock. And you look at Lyles, ESPN, because they actually have the pitch counts. First start, 83. But remember, this season, basically every team was having these pitchers on pitch counts, innings counts, because they just had a shortened spring training. They weren't stretched out. But after 91, 89, 93, like 88.5 the first start and then the most recent start he had 83 because he was clearly struggling. 4 and 5 runs allowed, 9 hits against Seattle. This time out, Kansas City, much weaker offense than Seattle. And you take away Seattle in the first start of the season, I mean, look at all these starts that he's made. He's been over that pitch count with ease, hitting over 100 3 times. So I think this is a very good spot for Lyles in terms of the pitch count. Kansas City, just not a team that I think like is going to do much damage. So you don't have to worry about, hopefully, the concerns of him allowing too many runs, too many hits. Now, hopefully, because he doesn't really walk many guys, but I'm going to pull up his stats again. So he has a pretty high whip, 148, and he doesn't walk a ton, 7% walk rate. So he just allows a ton of hits. But the thing is, earned runs, yeah, he's going to allow runs, but it's like Baltimore just saying, hey, you know what? We need you to throw some innings. You're an experienced guy. Just pitch all you can handle. And that's why he's seeing all these high pitch counts working, at least for the pitches, deep into the game. So I like it at 88.5. Think this one's going to get bumped up, so I'll definitely take this one. Now on to hitting. For fantasy score, there are a few. Joey Votto at 7. I like the over against Zach Davies. I think he's like 12 for 32 with 7 walks. And because he has 7 walks, Davies, a pitcher that has walk concerns, a little bit better this year, but still, he'll allow like 2 walks a game usually. Joey Votto, one of the best eye vision hitters at the plate. And that's why I'm going to like hits and walks for him as well at 1.5. So I think both of those overs look really good for him. Now, other plays, there's one in, gotta find him. So we'll talk about CJ Cron first. So you can't play this one with Logan Webb, obviously. But I think this was an early game, actually. Probably, yeah. 7.5. So this is a prop or a line that we usually see when he's in Coors, but this is in San Fran, a much better pitcher's ballpark. And Cron, he has some insane home run splits. Like, he bats, it might be like, I think it's like 200. I don't think it's below, but it's actually exactly 200 away compared to 358 at home. So when he's away, he really struggles. Like, he relies on Coors Field a ton. These numbers, like, there's a lot of blue, and Webb, he has some concerns with lefties, but again, this is a righty-righty matchup, so I think 7.5 is way too high. Just think this line should be like 6.5, so I really like the under here. I'm feeling like I might lock this as well, but just one that really stands out for the under. And then Bobby Witt at 6.5 over for this against Jordan Lyles. So same thing, you can't take hitters against opposing pitchers, but I do like Witt at only 6.5. Initially, I thought it was against Bruce Zimmerman, so I was a little bit more confident about it because that's what Fantasy Labs says, but silly me, Fantasy Labs is not always going to be accurate. So it's Jordan Lyles. And Bobby Witt, though, he's actually had reverse splits, but through his career, he's had traditional splits, so that's why I was like really liking against. Why is it not popping up against if it was going to be Zimmerman? But Lyles, you see the hits that he's allowed, and this is an extremely fast guy. He'll steal bases, so actually it helps that it's a righty on the mound just because he's able to get probably better leads. And yeah, Bobby Witt, he's been playing better as of late, just adjusting to the majors. So you have that speed factor. If he's able to steal a base, this is easily hitting the over. And he's had reverse splits. So Lyles, someone also who doesn't really handle righties well. So I just think that this line is a little low. And Kansas City, they got 4.9 run total, wind kind of blowing out towards left. So helps righties. And Baltimore, not a good bullpen either. So really think Witt's a good play. You got Salvador Perez back in the lineup with his power. He can drive Witt in, let him score those 2 points from the run. And then a run and RBI play. Same game here, and that is going to be Cedric Mullins. Taking on Chris Bubich. This is one of the worst pitchers in the league this year. No offense to this guy, but I mean, how many 1 percentile rankings is this? Like, this is just a very bad pitcher so far. He's a young guy, so he can certainly improve, but look at all of this blue, and it's bottom 1% of the league for a lot of these. A 9.1 expected ERA, 15.4% walk rate, and he's not good against lefties. And then you look at Mullins, yeah, he's a lefty matchup, so not ideal, but Mullins, he's not bad against lefties. Look at his splits, 233, 239 against righties. So it's basically the same last year, kind of the same story, 299, 277. Power still there. So, I mean, this is a run and RBI prop. So he could just walk. I mean, he's got a 6.1% walk rate, not particularly high, but you're facing off against the pitcher that walks like everyone. So Mullins, lefty, but probably going to bat leadoff still. A 4.9 run total. Royals also a team with a very bad bullpen, so really like this one, and probably going to make this as a lock as well. Just think these props are definitely solid today, and he's a leadoff hitter, but he has power, so it's not just based on runs. He can certainly do with RBIs with like a solo shot, so that's why I do like it. Another one I want to say, because we're not going to know if it's available, but if they do put out a first inning hits allowed prop for this game, Baltimore and Kansas City, I'm going to take the over on 1.5 because just how bad Bubic and Lyles are, at least for Lyles allowing hits. So, Lyles allowing 9 hits, that's basically more than a hit for each of his starts, so per inning, and then Bubic is just horrible. So, like both of those are no pitchers to allow hits. That's why I would favor that one. Hopefully we do get the prop. If we do, I'll take the over. And then another one to keep in mind is hits and walks for Wilmer Flores, because they're facing off Gomber, who he could get pulled early, and it's a righty coming in. They might pinch hit. Giants getting back some of their bats, so possibly we get a lefty pinch hitting for Flores like mid-game, and maybe he sees only 2-3 at bats, and in that case he's gonna have to do damage in basically all of his at bats before. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this, like where he hits in the order. Obviously, the lower the better, but this would be an underplay if all seems well. Like, he's kind of batting low in the order. Makes sense for him to get pinch hit for. But the locks are going to be Jordan Lyles pitch count, pitches thrown, and then CJ Cron under, and kind of leaning towards Witt and Mullins as well. But again, I'll tweet these right after the video. Update you guys tomorrow morning when we do get some of these lineups out. So that's going to be it for the video. Actually, I should mention though, if you're doing the promo, there's a Tatum 0.5 points. Take this over. You got to combine it with different sports. So take some with these MLB picks, and you're going to be able to complete that promo. So again, thank you guys for watching. Good luck on the slate, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.